Right now, we're starting to live in a time where we're seeing the pendulum swing back the other way. I mean, at first, we've started to see things like this where the studios are actually starting to get rid of their DIE people because they realize having these diversity, inclusion, and equity officers at the studios really add no value to them. In fact, that actually trying to make movies according to their standards more or less diminishes the quality, and we're seeing the result of that in the box office right now. I mean, even recent successes like Oppenheimer and Barbie still haven't fixed the damage that they've actually caused. But now we're seeing other things too, more interesting, like we're actually getting celebrities speak out against these sort of things right now. So Jennifer Aniston, in a recent interview, she says, "I'm so over cancel culture. Is there no redemption?" Now, this article right here is coming from The Hollywood Reporter. The 54-year-old star declared in a new interview, "I'm so over cancel culture. I probably just got canceled by saying that. I just don't understand what it means. Is there no redemption? I don't know. I don't put everybody in the Harvey Weinstein basket." And that's a good point right there, because Harvey Weinstein was a criminal and he got what he deserved. But like she says, I mean, not everyone should be in that area. But you get the outrage mob who is just perpetual victims. I mean, they're just trying to find a reason to be offended. I mean, it's not like a normal regular person who is trying to just get by through their lives, but then maybe something does offend them after once in a while. Okay, that happens. But I mean, these people are literally trying to find a reason to misconstrue and twist what people say to be offended. Or even worse, they're going to start digging into their past and try to find a reason to actually cancel them as a result of this. And from what she's saying here, it's like, yeah, everyone shouldn't be canceled by these sort of things. And just ignore them. And I like that she's saying this because it's probably going to embolden more people to actually speak out, because within this industry, most people actually don't like this sort of thing, and most people are probably just too afraid to say anything. But when you get a celebrity like her who's willing to stand up to it, well, maybe it'll embolden more people. But this isn't the first time that she's actually said stuff like this in the past. So this is coming from, when was it? Oh, so last March, so just a few months ago, Jennifer Aniston says, "A whole generation of kids finds Friends offensive. You have to be very careful with comedy now." And that's another thing about this. Like, these perpetual outrage mobs are trying to find reasons to be offended. And even if it's jokes, they're trying to find a reason to be offended by a joke. You know, the best situation is when you can have people of different groups and whatever and joke about each other's groups and whatnot, and everyone just laughs and no one cares and no one gets offended by it. I mean, that's when you have a true equality, when no one is actually trying to be offensive or offended by everything. I mean, and that's really when you have acceptance. So there, in this interview from this other article, she says, "Now it's a little tricky because you have to be very careful, which makes it really hard for comedians, because the beauty of comedy is that we make fun of ourselves, make fun of lives." Anderson said, "In the past, you could joke about a bigot and have a laugh. That was hysterical, and it was about educating people on how ridiculous people were. And now we're not allowed to do that." That's another thing too. Like, it's actually diminishing what they claim that they're trying to do, is to end like bigotry and other things like that. But ultimately, what they're doing is making it worse, because they're just drawing attention to it and highlighting differences. And the best society is when no one even cares about their differences. But for these outrage mobs, that's all they have. I mean, they create an identity or whatever. If they don't actually have one, they try to make one up and call it a mental illness because they think that's an identity for some reason. And then when they use that as an excuse to get offended, because that's something that gives them power over people. And when someone is a victim of these mobs, the worst thing they can do is apologize to them, because once you apologize, you gave them power and they're just going to keep pouncing on you. What you need to do is treat them like the bullies they are and just stand up to them and just never apologize to them, and they'll pretty much go away, because there's nothing they ultimately can do. And it's nice to see Jennifer Aniston not only calling this out, but hopefully inspiring more people to call this out in the future. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Are you tired of this? Do you think this is actually coming to an end, or do you think it's just still getting warmed up or whatnot? And if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.